Today I'll prepare authentic Kolkata style mutton dum biryani. This biryani recipe is a bit different that are normally made in regular homes, but this is a recipe that is inspired from the typical and authentic recipe of bawarchis or chefs who make biryani in large gatherings or hotels, or you can say marriages. So this is something that everyone misses in this lockdown. So Source Food Corner style Kolkata mutton dum biryani. Hey guys, I'm Subhankari and I welcome you all to my channel Sus Food Corner. I hope you all are doing great in your lives, and if you are new to this page, do subscribe to my page and do not forget to tap the bell button. And thank you all for loving my channel so much and liking my videos so much. So let's begin with this authentic recipe. First, I have taken here potatoes. These are around 750 grams of potatoes. I have taken them whole. If it's a bit large size, then you can always cut them into halves. Otherwise, you can take a little medium size potatoes, large to medium size potatoes, and I have just peeled them, and I'll just prick them in this way so that the juices nicely go inside these potatoes. So here I have potatoes, and the star of our biryani, mutton. I have taken here large pieces of mutton, around 1.5 kgs mutton, and you can see the pieces a little bit larger than the normal ones, because in this recipe, as I said, this is the authentic marriage style or hotel style recipe, so they prefer a little larger piece. So this is it. 750 grams of basmati rice I have taken, and I'll just soak this rice for 1 hour. That means the time when I'll start cooking my mutton, at that time I'll soak this rice. So just it needs 1 to 1.5 hours. And I have a mix of special spices for the Kolkata mutton biryani, or only biryani masala Kolkata style. Some dried rose petals I have, around 1.5 tablespoon, javitri or mace 1.1 tablespoon, and here I have some white pepper or shaha gold mirch, it's around 1 tablespoon. So all these spices give a special essence for Kolkata biryani. And then I have dalchini or cinnamon sticks 2-inch, caraway seeds or shaha jeera around 1.5 tablespoon, and some green cardamom around 1 tablespoon, 1 whole nutmeg or jaifal, and cloves I have here 1 teaspoon. So we need to roast this for just 30 seconds on medium flame, and then I have blended this, and see how beautiful this biryani masala is looking because of the rose petals. And you can store this masala once prepared. And next ingredients are fried onions, around 1 cup. I have just sliced 2 medium sized onions and fried them till they are crispy, and the same oil, the fried onion oil, I am using around 100 grams, and curd have here 150 grams, and warm milk around 50 grams. These ratios and these quantities are very important in this biryani. And to cook the rice, I have some few whole spices: shaha jeera 1 teaspoon, black peppercorns half teaspoon, some green cardamom 6 to 7, cloves I have half teaspoon, 1 inch of cinnamon sticks, and 2 to 3 bay leaves. So these are all the spices that we need to cook the rice. And now a special touch is khoa or mawa, around 60 grams, and I have soaked here a few strands of saffron in 2 tablespoon warm milk, and to it I have added 2 to 3 drops of saffron food color. And now the time of the aromatics, and I have here very beautiful essence of biryani, Kolkata biryani, that is metha attar. It's a special essence that is added and gives a beautiful aroma, and that's the specialty of Kolkata biryani. And here I have plum or aloo bukhara around 4 to 5, and this also gives a very raw flavor, and it's obviously used in this type of biryani. And then I have 50 grams of clarified butter or ghee, and then comes rose water or gulab jal around 4 tablespoon, and kevra water around 1 tablespoon. So these are all the aromatics that enhances the aroma of the Kolkata biryani. And then I have taken 1 large size onion, I have finely sliced them, and 1.5 tablespoon of red chili powder. I have taken here 2.5 tablespoon of garlic paste and 2 tablespoon of ginger paste, and to it I have added 300 ml of water, and I have just prepared a ginger garlic juice or ginger garlic water, and this is what we are going to use in a recipe. 1 lemon I have taken whole, large one. So let's prepare this biryani. So first we'll prepare the potatoes. I have heated a kadhai on medium to high flame. To it I'll add half of the amount of the onion oil and half the amount of the ginger garlic juice that we had made, and then to it I'll add my potatoes. Approximately these potatoes are 100 to 120 grams each. So I'll add them, and to it I'll add the red chili powder. I have taken here 1.5 tablespoon, half amount I'll add here, and salt I'll add here according to my taste. And then I'll add a little bit of red food color, so it's optional, but yes, in the traditional authentic marriage style biryani this is added. 2 to 3 drops is good. Then I'll mix everything and just let it have a boil for 1 to 2 minutes. Then I'll add 1 tablespoon of the biryani masala. We had taken around 4 tablespoons, so 1 tablespoon I'll add at this stage and give it a nice mix. Just wait till the water starts to boil, or this juices start to boil, and once it starts boiling we'll add the 2 more ingredients. Then I'll add some fried onions, 1/4 the amount that we had taken, and half teaspoon I'll add here rose water, 2 to 3 drops of kevra water, and now give it a nice mix and cover it and let it cook on medium flame for 8 to 10 minutes. After 8 to 10 minutes you can see the juices have reduced and these potatoes have gained a nice color. So just flip them once so that evenly these potatoes can be cooked. We just need to cook these potatoes 80% and rest 20% will be cooked while we'll be cooking them in dum. And just I'll show you, see, it's just 80% cooked, a little bit rawness is just left. So at this stage I'll take out these potatoes and you can see how nicely the gravy or the juice has changed its color. And I had added around half teaspoon of rose water and 2 to 3 drops of kevra water, so that is giving a very nice aroma and these potatoes are looking so nice. And now the second step is I'll just prepare the mutton. To this remained gravy or juice I'll add the mutton pieces. So there goes my mutton pieces, and to it I'll add the remaining half amount of the ginger garlic juice. Half we had added in potatoes and the rest half goes here, and the remaining red chili powder I'll add at this stage. You can adjust the amount according to your taste. And the sliced onion, one large size onion I have sliced, that I'll add. Salt I'll add according to the taste, according to the mutton. Some amount of salt was already there in the gravy, so adjust accordingly. Remaining onion oil I'll add at this stage, and a few drops of red food color. Again it's optional, but yes, it's added in the marriage style. And to it I'll add around 100 ml of water because we need this gravy to be remained around 200 ml. So now cover it and let it just have a boil or till the mutton just starts to release its moisture, and then add 1 tablespoon of the biryani masala, give it a nice mix, and then cover it and cook it on medium high flame for good 15 minutes to 18 minutes till you see the mutton starts to tenderize. You can see it's already half done. At this stage add the fried onions. The remaining 1/4 we had added, 1/4 goes here, so remaining half we have left, and curd half I'll add around at this stage. And now I'll give it a nice mix, this curd and fried onions. Just mix it and let it cover, and again I'll cook for good 10 minutes. So total around it will take 20 to 25 minutes. You can see the mutton has already started to soften. So these pieces are looking so nice. They have shrunk a bit, yet they are larger. So cover and cook for more 10 to 12 minutes or till your mutton is 80% done. And see, finally after 25 minutes this mutton have shrunken a lot and the gravy has gained a nice texture. And this shorba or gravy has the flavor of everything, mutton, spices and all the aromatics. So just I'll take the mutton pieces out of this gravy and I need to strain out this gravy. So this mutton is perfectly cooked around 80%, you can see from the color, and it took around 25 minutes for me. So just take out the mutton pieces, and this is the remaining shorba. And I'll just show you a special trick that I do for this kind of gravies. So preparing or the straining the yakhni, this is called yakhni. So what I'll do, I'll just preserve this mutton fat in a small container, and that I'll freeze it, and it can be used in a variety of dishes, especially for egg tadka or anything like we are making Mughlai paratha for the filling. So I normally just remove around 2 tablespoon of or 3 tablespoon of this mutton fat, and you can store them in small ice trays, and these are very handy. And it's called tari, I think, in some languages. I'm not sure exactly, but it's very flavorful, and do apply this trick. And now I'll strain the remaining gravy, and see the onions and these beautiful flavorings, they have all caramelized. Just mix everything and the goodies will come out from the strainer, and it will be left very small amount will be left, so do not worry. See, just a little bit pulp is left out and everything goes in the ball. And do not forget to swipe the end in this way, and it has a strained out pulp, and this is looking so beautiful. The main important thing in this biryani is this: for this much amount of rice and mutton, we need around 240 to 250 ml of this soup. So if you have more, you can dry it out, but make sure you only add 240 to 250 ml. So meanwhile, I'll then prepare the rice and show you in sequence. So I have here around 2.5 liters of water, and to it I have made tied all the spices to a cheesecloth, and I'll just add it here. And then go salt around 2 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon of oil. And I need this water to start boiling, and then I'll just prepare the layering part, because I need this rice and the layering to go simultaneously. So I have shown you the exact sequence. So I have covered it and I'll wait till it starts to boil, and meanwhile I'll just make the first layer here. So in a deep pot I have taken here the yakni or the shorba. Make sure it's around 240 ml, not more, otherwise it can be soggy. And if you have more, you can always dry it out, the shorba. And then I have added to a pan, and then goes the mutton pieces. See how nicely I've arranged, and then on the top of it I've arranged the potatoes and the plum, dried plum or aloo bukhara. It goes again. This gives a very nice flavor. And then I'll add remaining biryani masala. I had taken 4. I have already used 2 tablespoons. Here goes the rest. And then goes curd. I'll add curd, then lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of rose water and half teaspoon of kevda water, and 1 to 2 drops of meetha attar goes in. So these are the special aromatics. And then I'll add lastly the mawa or khoa, just sprinkle it uniformly. So our base is ready, and meanwhile my water has started to boil. So this is the sequence you need to follow. And then goes the soaked rice, and I'll just wait till the rice is 80% done. It took me around 5 to 6 minutes, and that's why I had prepared the base beforehand. We need to do this process very fast. So once it's 80% done, I'll remove the half of this rice and immediately I'll add to the layer I had prepared. There goes my first layer. And now we really have to do this next process very fast. Then I've added fried onions, 1 layer. Milk goes in. I'll just leave 1 tablespoon for the last layer. And then goes curd. And I'll add lemon juice, the remaining half here. And khoa. I'll sprinkle it uniformly. And lastly goes rose water, around 2 tablespoons, and half teaspoon more of kevda water, and 1 to 2 drops of meetha attar. And finally the remaining rice I'll add to make the final layer. And now I'll add the remaining fried onions. And then lastly goes the kesar or the saffron infused milk that we had prepared. And the aromatics, finally whatever we have left, rose water, kevda water, and 1 to 2 drops of meetha attar, finally we'll add on top of it. And to summarize everything, there goes 3 tablespoons of clarified butter or ghee, and just pour it evenly, and this will just bring every flavor together. And this biryani is looking so yum. We have added everything, and I've tried to show you everything step by step. And now we need to seal this pot. So traditionally they use this kind of dough, normal whole wheat and water dough. I've just kneaded it basic dough, and I'll just use it to seal the borders. I have just made a ring like shape, cylindrical shape, and I'll just seal it and then put the cover on the top of it. And the perfect way to seal this dough is to just spread both the sides in this way. I am using my fingers to do it properly. So my biryani pot is now perfectly set. So now it's time to give it dum. So first I'll place it for 6 minutes on high flame, and after 6 minutes I'll remove it from flame, put a tawa or a plate or anything and reduce the flame to low, and then place the biryani pot on top of it. Basically we need to cook it on alternate flame for next 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes you can see first is we need to check. So I'll just insert a spoon and it should come out clear, and mine is just perfect. You can see it's completely dry, and if you think there's a little bit liquid in at the base, so just dry it up and then you can enjoy this biryani. So this is very important, it should be clean. And now as I'll show you my biryani, you can see it's steaming hot and each and every grain of rice is perfectly balanced. The lower layer, the masala rice what is called, it's perfect, and the upper layer is beautifully flavored by the saffron milk. And I'll just show you one mutton piece, and here goes my one mutton piece, and it's perfect. You can see how nicely it has been cooked, perfectly done, and this biryani rice is looking so awesome. And this is the specialty of Kolkata biryani. They are very mildly flavored, and as I said, this type of biryani are always made there in the marriages or get together or hotel. So see, and the grain of rice is so awesome, and it's absolutely perfect. So do try this recipe. I have told many beautiful tips and tricks to make this biryani in the authentic way, and do not miss out this beautiful taste in this lockdown. You can have it in your homes. And as I serve this biryani, my whole kitchen is filled with aroma, and there goes one potato, one boiled egg, the classic combination of Kolkata dum biryani. So do give this recipe a try and let me know your feedback. And as I said, this is a typical and authentic recipe. Homemade biryani in Kolkata has a different recipe. I'll surely share it in my next videos. So do give this recipe a try, and do not forget to subscribe to my page. See you in next video. Till then, stay safe, love life, and happy fooding.